Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Billy, Gym City Welding. I just want to give everybody an update on what I'm working on. This is going to be part one of the lower control arm. Let's call it the disassembly phase of the lowers. It was originally going to be a full-length video, but I had to cut the video short. I was doing some flooring with my father-in-law, helping him with some carpet and pad and putting hardwood floor down, and had a severe allergic reaction. I'm really allergic to cats, and let's just say I lost about a week of garage time. So severe, I actually blew a blood vessel in my eye. But anyways, long story short, I got to make this a two-parter. So this is part one. Stay tuned for part two. And in part two, we'll go over some changes on the channel and some things coming up. So this is part one, disassembly and teardown, and then we'll get you a part two very soon. So hang tight. Thanks for watching. All right, so first order of business was to get this whole separated, this whole unit separated, rest from the steering linkage, and of course the other side. Total disclosure, for those of you who haven't seen the earlier videos when I talk about parts that I was buying, I'm not reusing any of this stuff here. That's gonna be replaced. Of course, the tie rod's gonna be replaced. But yeah, I bought all new stuff. The only thing that I'm actually needing off this setup is the cross shaft, the lower A arm, and the spindle. That's the only thing I'm saving. So all this brake stuff, I'm gonna try and find a home for it for a guy that needs it. But if I can't find anybody, then of course I'll have to pitch it, because let's be honest, the car's been off the road for a very long time. It's old stuff. It needs totally gone through and rebuilt. So I'm going to continue to get that apart. So watch me struggle. Here we go. It's heavier than it looks. All right, so like I was saying, the only thing I really need off of this whole entire setup is going to be this cross shaft for the lower, obviously the A-arm. This is getting replaced. I don't need a bump stop anymore because switches, but I do need this steering arm and this spindle. The rest of this whole unit is going to be replaced. I've already bought a disc brake kit for this stuff. If you haven't seen that video, you can go back a little bit and check that out. But there's one thing that I am curious about before I move any more forward with tearing stuff apart is, let me get you back a little bit here. So I've bought coils for this car, like I've said in the previous videos, and I want to see just how close I'm going to get before I have to modify the steering or spring pocket, which by the looks of things might be more than I thought. So let's see. Oh yeah, so that's that's not gonna fit. So I'm gonna have to get some pipe. Looks like probably something in the 6 1/4 range, just guessing off the top of my head. By looking at this, it's not even close. So I'll bring you in here and show you what I'm talking about. There we go. So if the factory spring lines up right there, that's the stop. Of course, I've got my cut mark. Line those up. Yeah, that's not fitting in there. It might look like it on camera, but I promise you that ain't gonna make it. So, but that's okay. That's what this is all about. I'm gonna do some modifications. Going to get some pipe now because I wasn't sure if I was gonna need that from the start, because the person I ordered these from, or had these sent in from, I didn't know the actual spring diameter exactly, but hey, that's okay, it's part of the fun. So let's do a time lapse. I'm gonna try and get some of this stuff apart. If I can't get apart tonight, then I'm gonna have to spray it down with some kind of penetrating oil to try to loosen up some of those threads, or worst case scenario, I'll just cut them off with a hand grinder. So here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a couple things I wanted to take note of here on getting this stuff apart. One would be the lower ball joint. So that is these are factory, okay? I just discovered that. These are riveted in on Impalas. They have a rivet here, a rivet here, and then I'll show you the bottom side, how this design works. So you can see the head of the rivet there through it. So it looks like I'm gonna have to cut those off, grind those off or something like that, which is no big deal. That's not really an issue. Two, you saw in the time lapse me removing the bearings and the dust cap and stuff, and to the best of my knowledge, that is all factory stuff. Especially that. None of that stuff's ever been changed. It's hard to tell by looking at this thing, but I don't know, I guess it's grooved pretty good. Other than that, it's not too hateful. But anyways, none of this stuff's getting used. I just want the spindle portion, which I'll have to clean all that off. Sorry, all that grut off, and hopefully the spindle area is gonna be just fine. But I just wanted to bring you in and show you up close what we're looking at. So that took about, I don't know, 10 minutes probably. In your time lapse, I'm sure it was only about 30 seconds, but I'm gonna set you back up, keep on working. So, here we go. Please stay tuned for part 2, coming very soon. Thanks for watching.